the chemistry is building and building and building and building.
My goodness.
Got you.
I'm a 7 colors babe. Don't you?
Don't make me popcorn and finger snaps. Please.
He's not gonna die because I
decided to. I had desire. Alright, so he said, "Bet.
Alright.
We're going to a deal, baby. Meet me at sunrise. Because one day or two and we're gonna fight to the death."
Now let's say you know it. Say what's your price. Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes. Now let's say you know it. Say what's your price.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to it. I really do hope you stay, you subscribe, and you become a part of the CX family.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. As you guys can see by the title of today's video, today we've got a nice little picnic situation. We've got our drinks, a little cheese board, because today we are going to be discussing the past season of Bridgerton and of course the new season of Bridgerton. As you all should know by now, there is a new season coming out this week. When you guys are watching this, it's coming out this week. I hope you guys are already got your notifications on, because the girls are gonna be inside London. As you guys can see, I have an amazing guest with me to chit chat and talk all things Bridgerton. We have the lovely Liyabona, the Caza.
What's up, guys? You guys know anything about me is that I believe in TV more than I believe in myself.
Exactly.
And she knows that I've watched Bridgerton like 4 times, so when she said Bridgerton, I said,
I knew who it was.
Like,
I knew who the perfect person was
more.
for the job. Guys, Leah has literally watched this 4 times. It's not even an exaggeration. She has watched it 4 times. So if there's anyone who's gonna give you guys some honest, raw opinions about these seeds, it's gonna be Leah Caza. Thank you so much to Netflix SA for sponsoring today's video. We really do appreciate it. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and watch Bridgerton before you watch this video, because I'm telling you right now, you will get a spoiler. We're going to be playing a game of this or that 10. So just gonna be discussing and unpacking some of the situations that happened. As you guys will know if you've watched Bridgerton, things were heated, things got spicy, things got a lot. Okay, they got a lot.
You get it.
So we're gonna be discussing what would we do in this situation. Would you do this or that? Do you get it? Okay. If you guys haven't already, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If you guys are excited, please do not forget to comment as you guys are watching the video. Let us know what you guys would do in these scenarios. And of course, please don't forget to subscribe to both my channel and Leah's channel. Guys, Leah is one half of the Caza twins, so go and follow, subscribe, do what has to be done. Details in the description box, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, guys, so we're gonna start off light. Episode 1. This is where we meet the characters. We meet Daphne, or Miss Bridgerton, and we also meet the Duke of Hastings. They meet at a ball. Daphne's been named London's most comfortable, so basically she's that girl for the season.
She's the girl that everyone's looking for. All the suitors are kind of like, that's the dream girl. Exactly.
She's the one who everyone is expecting is gonna get a husband first. Everyone is just honestly in her way, and she's the girl, so they must move. The Duke and Daphne meet at the ball, and she finds out that Duke is her older brother's bestie from way back when. So she obviously knows what type of guy he is, because she knows the type of guy her brother is.
I think also the context of how like Daphne was named the season's like most comfortable by the Queen, and the Duke, like, he does not like anything that has to do with that whole society and everything, just because of how he grew up. So I think like when the Duke first saw Daphne, obviously he just said, oh, it's my little brother's sister, but he also had some desire.
He had desire.
I think that like those were his feelings, and I also think Daphne, she was like obviously attracted to him, but nah, she also had to have
it was Bambi. This or that for this scenario is, so the Duke is the brother's best friend, right? So I want to ask you from both sides. A, if it's your older brother's friend, are you going there, or are you being like, purely based off of that, it's a no?
I have an older brother, none of his friends are hot, but no offense, but
why are the friends catching some?
he would probably have the problem because he's so protective over us.
As Anthony did.
And I just think that it would be a bit tricky. I like to keep my relationships very far. I don't want you to really know anyone because if we break up, I don't want to see you again.
Exactly.
It's a big thing.
Exactly.
So if you are around my family, I don't want to do that. But I have a little brother and he's obsessed with all my friends. He thinks all my friends are hot. If I get a chance with Zama with Mali, leave me. So I'm like, dude, I'll leave you because they won't go for you. But I think I'm very
I'm the same. That's in the sense that actually older brother, personally you're gonna have to decide to be grand as if it's like my old brother has to decide to be okay.
Yeah,
because like it is what it is.
And men are very scarce inside.
They are very scarce, babe. So if I find the love of my life in your friend, you have to be grounded. In this or that, I'm choosing the going with, I'm gonna stick beside my man. I'm gonna stick beside my man, and then if it has to do with my brother dating, it's never gonna happen.
Like
that's never gonna happen. So we don't even actually need to.
Show me, yeah.
To unpack there. It's just never going to happen. Episode 2, we see the development of the older brother, who is essentially the one who's helping Daphne get into the season, whatever. He's chasing away all like good suitors for her. So she's left with, I think his name was Lord Burbrick. Right?
The grossest.
And he's old, guys, for Daphne. Daphne's a young girl. That man is old.
Daphne's house was full because everyone wanted her, but it got to the point where her brother was sabotaging her so much.
She got left with him. And I feel like that brother, this is why she should have gone for Duke for long. Never dating. And then that's when this is the episode where her and the Duke decide they're gonna do a little bit of a ruse so that she can get more suitors, because she can see, but things are dry in my house. My brother is gonna make it worse, and you don't want me. At the end of the day, I have desire, but you said you don't want my rage.
And you know what? I have to give a shout out to the Duke here, because that guy was like, Lord Burbrick was trying to like put her in a space where like he knows that they can't be alone, and he was trying to sabotage the whole thing and forcing her into marrying him.
And Duke said,
baby, I'm a time, baby, knockout, quack. And then he actually came to her rescue.
One thing I will say that the Duke did that a lot of men these days won't do is be very upfront with their intentions.
Speak on it.
Because he was like, listen guys, personally, I'm not going to marry you, babe. So I don't want that. So my this or that for this episode is, are you going to, because in that society, being unmarried is like, it's a hex, like it's bad, it's negative. Are you going to just, because I see Daphne, she made a plan and she said, you know what, I'm gonna be with the Duke, gonna do this ruse. Are you in that situation? Are you just gonna be like, I'm gonna have to marry Burbrick because if not, I'm gonna be embarrassed? Or like, what are you gonna do?
Baby, let me be embarrassed. So guys, you know
because Burbrick was so, guys, Burbrick was old and scary.
Like he's scary. Like honestly, I'd rather be embarrassed. You know, this season, I'm gonna get married eventually. Like, and I get Daphne being scared, but not Lord Burbrick. He's down bad, and no. I
agree. Same. Personally, I would also have just been like, it's a no from me. Burbrick, guys, was nasty.
Nastified.
Ew. Rather let me be embarrassed, because that's more embarrassing. Actually, it's more embarrassing to marry Lord Burbrick, don't you think?
Show me.
I think that's more embarrassing.
Because it's like you were crowned like
most comfortable.
Like you are like everyone's looking through this season. Then so shine Lord Burbrick.
And to think about it, more people, like more suitors came later.
Exactly.
So had she married him, she would have been.
You know what? This is listen, girls. Just wait.
Just wait. Seriously, guys.
Relax.
Your person is coming. Relax. Because the time you want to rush is when you find yourself settling for nothing. Skobinki. Mazenke kesan. Okay, now let's fast forward to episode 4. This is where Daphne meets the prince. The prince is the queen's nephew. He's from Scotland, I think. Am I right? Yeah. Scotland, yeah. She goes to that ball, you know, she wears that all white, she looks delicious. I think there she was trying to catch the Duke's attention. Yeah. She had desire and she was like, I know you have desire and you're gonna see me looking delicious in this dress, period.
No, but she had to do that, because do you remember why? Remember they were building that whole thing up, her and the Duke, and they were obviously catching feelings for each other. And then I remember the Duke's that lady who was his caretaker.
Yes.
Lady Danbury.
Yes.
She was like, I hope you're not wasting
her time
because actually she needs this ring, child, and you're getting in the way of that. And after that, I think the flips switched for him, and he was like, you know what, let me be distant. And he did that whole thing of, oh, we're not really friends, so like I was pretending.
We were just pretending.
Like, we were pretending.
And she said, oh, word? Wait, because I'm gonna look delicious and you're gonna cry.
You know, that's a queen to me.
That's a queen.
You playing with me, and it's fine. I'm just gonna re-up. I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna re-band. I'm not gonna say anything.
Everyone was together at the block. She was literally like the star of the show. The prince comes collect her when she goes down the staircase. She's up, she's stuck. But so it comes to, she's obviously seeing the prospect of her and the prince being together. She's seeing it more seriously. So then
she had no choice.
She has no choice. The prince was doing something or like behind her, or like he knelt down or something. Yes. And then she had like a vision of him trying to propose to her. And then she got flustered. She runs out. When she runs out, who does she find? The Duke of
because she knew that he was going to, and he kept trying to like, hey, can I? She said, oh, okay.
And she said, air. Don't even propose to me, sir. I got to go. When she goes outside, she finds the Duke there. So she finds the Duke there. They go in a rendezvous in the garden. I need to say rendezvous in the garden because everyone was calling it a rendezvous. It's not just walking in the garden, it's a rendezvous. That's how bad it is in their society, because when you're walking in the garden, there's only one thing you're doing. You're kissing. You're taking, people are taking your innocence away from you.
If there's no chaperone, girl, you better stay away from that man.
So they're in the garden. They have a nice big lamb.
I mean, it was kind of delicious.
I mean, and we all knew it was coming.
It was a bit hectic.
It was literally, you know, when the chemistry is building and building and building and building.
My goodness.
Got you.
Yeah.
They kiss, and then to their dismay, sweet, Anthony finds them. Sweet, Anthony, her older brother, finds them. So Anthony says, you've taken her innocence from her, you've kissed her.
The vibe comes he said, you're gonna marry her right now.
He said right now. Right now. And he was like, you know I'm not doing that, my sir. You know I'm not gonna marry her. So he said, bet. Alright. We're going to a deal, baby. Meet me at sunrise. Because one thing about you and I, we're gonna fight to the day. So obviously Daphne's like, guys, that's not a thing. Like, surely you guys, and they're both like, they're men, they understand what it is. They're like, we're going to duel, and
why do men don't know her like that?
Why are men not dueling anymore? Why don't you guys meet at sunrise? I don't like that. Okay, so my this or that here is, all things considered, and all the information that Daphne has at this point, right? Would you marry? So at the end of the duel, she ends up telling the prince and the duke that, listen, let's just get married. It doesn't matter that we're not gonna have kids. Let's just get married. Are you marrying this man to save both your brother and him from dying, or are you letting them duel it out because you need to have kids? Like, that is your childhood dream.
That is really,
you need to have
actually
kids.
Never even thought about that, because
it's actually pretty.
And you know, at that time, she didn't even know that him not being able to have kids is not because of a physical problem.
It's because of something he wants.
Yeah, like it's just because of how he feels. So I don't know if I can risk not having kids, but I feel like
I would do it for my brother. Only because I would have felt bad, because he's only in this situation
gonna
because
die.
of me.
Like, he's not gonna die because I
had desire.
Because I had to say, no, you must die.
Like, why is he in it? That's what I'm saying. That was the only reason.
Okay, I get you.
I got what she did, because I'm like, to let them. What if your brother dies? What if your family dies? The guy that you're feeling right now. All of it's gonna be.
And also, her brother was the Viscount, so he was the leader of the family.
Yes.
Baby.
Now let's move on to question 4, which is episodes 5 and 6, right? So after a little convincing, the queen allows the couple to get married, right? Daphne knows actually nothing about frying chips. We're gonna call it that. You guys know what that means. She knows nothing about frying chips, but she knows her wedding night, something
must happen
with the frying chips, right? So she also, my mom gives her some vague explanation of what has happened, of which I'm already like, guys, she's already married. Like, you need to tell her now.
Like, she has the ring.
Like, she has the ring.
Tell her now.
You can tell her now, because she's gonna need, well, not need to, but she's gonna feel like she needs to do it. And they're on their way back to where the Duke stays. They get there, and obviously now their vibe is very awkward, because they both are just like, the one doesn't want to look at the other one because the one feels like they forced the other one to do something.
They both feel like they forced each other, which is crazy. Or they both feel like they had to sacrifice something to be with each other. But
now they get to this little motel, then they have the conversation. They're like, listen guys, must be free. Let's be ourselves.
Let's be free. Because also the Duke was wrong for getting into 2 separate rooms.
He was so wrong with that. Because also I was like,
I know, you're messing up the problem. Come on, bro. Like, you build it. Eventually
they fry chips. Daphne knows nothing about frying chips. He had also been the one who told her to explore her body a little bit more, and she did that, you know, thinking about the Duke and doing all that fun stuff. But then that's also the first time she gets to see, actually see the process of frying chips.
Yeah.
Which is gonna come in a little bit later.
That was hot.
It was hot. Okay. Let's just touch on the situation that's happening with the Featheringtons with Miss Thompson, because Miss Thompson, as we all know at this point, she is with child. Okay, she went to go stay with the Featheringtons, but she is with child, and at this point, the Mrs. Featherington knows, and she's like, sweetie, you need to get a suitor as in yesterday. You need a suitor as in yesterday. So now she keeps bringing these old men who obviously makes sense for her situation because they're not going to mind the fact that she's pregnant.
And they want their own heirs.
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
But now, she's like, I don't want these old men. I want Collins. Collins is very sharp. Like, he's such a sharp ass, guys. It's really sad. So she ends up telling Miss Featherington, I'm gonna make sure he wants me. I'm gonna seduce him to make him think that this baby is his.
Yeah.
Damn. Miss Thompson is a criminal.
She's a hustler.
No, she was hustling for her life. I'm scared of her. I don't want to not say. Penelope, as we soon later find out, knows a lot of things. She knows about the whole Collins thing. She's like, feels really bad because Collins and her are like besties. But then it comes out and whistle down that, listen, baby, Thompson is with child. So obviously Collins is like, you're a problem. You're trying to trap me. That was the little definition
I felt so bad because he was obviously upset that he was like swindled, but like I think everyone else like his family was like, I told you, because it was very sad.
Can I tell you what was sad? Is when he was like, bro, I would have done it, and you just told me, if you told me the way I loved you, I would have done it.
Baby,
and I said,
die for
baby,
you.
Miss Thompson, you're
baby, I would have died for you, but you played me, so I can't.
So then also going back to the happy couple who is back at the humble abode, Daphne wants to interrogate Ma. How do people have kids, Gani? What is this kid situation?
She was having a conversation with the lady who used to help the Duke's mother, and she mentioned something about like because the Duke's mother struggled to conceive, like no, the problem's not always with the woman, like the lady's womb has to be filled. So then she was like, baby's womb, what are you talking about? And I think she started realizing that the Duke, like when they were frying chips, like would pull out and like, you know, act in the way the way that he does. So she was just like very like inquisitive, like what's happening? So she goes to inquire, and then the lady's maid ends up telling her like this and what happened. So she's like, oh, it's not that you can't, it's that you don't want to. And you like
it, sweetie. So when they're frying chips one time, she seizes the opportunity and she says, not today, baby. Today we're having a child today. We're conceiving today. So that happens, and obviously the Duke is like, what the hell, Daphne? Are you crazy? And then he basically is just like, and she's also like, dude, you lied to me, I lied to you. We obviously lied in this relationship. We don't have trust. And he's like, bitch, we're not frying chips ever again. We're gonna find out if you are with child. If you're not with child, we're still not together. Even if you're with child, I'm gonna support you guys, but we're not together.
Essentially.
Literally, that's what he said. So, knowing what she knew at the time, would you take the approach that Daphne took when it came to conceiving a child, or are you just confronting him about it? Because she didn't actually speak to him about it at all. She just said, sweetie,
you know what, men lie. Men lie. So men lie. That's the thing, men lie. So I was gonna do the same thing Daphne did. Men lie, dude, and like you could have just been honest.
It's like you didn't lie, but you didn't tell me the whole truth.
You didn't tell me the whole truth, and you knew that I didn't know anything.
You knew that I knew nothing.
So you manipulated me. Now my boy, I was gonna do Daphne. Right?
Daphne said, time, baby. Today, we're having a child today. Tell you that much. Honestly, I feel like I would have just confronted him. I know myself. I would have confronted, and I would have been I would have confronted him. I
think about myself. I can't hold something in.
Yes, so I have to watch. I wouldn't be able to do that thing. I'm staring at you.
Just look at
knowing what, because this is guy content now. That's that's a lot of information. Like literally, I'd be that person. So I'd be like, I would have just been like, listen, dude. I think you do have me messed up. At some stage, you have to admit that you do have me messed up. In terms of Miss Thompson, are you taking her approach in terms of trying to, I'm gonna say frame, are you gonna frame Collins or a good man, we don't have to say Collins, just say like a good man, for having your child, or are you marrying one of the dusties that feathering brings? And I must just add, she made this point. She said something that was something like, because Penelope was asking her like, how could you do this to such a good man? She was like, would you prefer me do it to a bad man? Like do it to, and I said,
that's a thought. You know, like Cohen Collins at least like had something, you know, and he was cool, like he was just a good person. I think I'd do the same thing as Thompson.
That thing that she said was like, for me, I was like, that kind of sums it up. Like, would you rather me do this with a bad person than with a good person? Because if I do this with a bad person, who can imagine what my life is going to end up as? Like, what type of life am I going to live, type of thing. So I understood where she was coming from, because I was like, you know what, sweetie?
So you do the same as with Thompson?
Yeah, I would.
Show me how.
I don't want to.
I don't want to act like.
Sorry, guys.
I don't want to act like.
I don't want to act tough. I would do it. I actually don't want to act tough. Like, I would do it. And to wrap up with our final question, this is the last 2 episodes of the season. Miss Thompson finds out, that the man who made her pregnant is Duet Mark, which is quite sad, I must say, when we find that out.
That would make me so sad because she was like so in love. And
I remember she got the letter.
Yes, the letter.
She got the letter and she just thought that he hated her, so she was like already feeling down, and that's how she was like trying to force herself to move on. Kanti was Featherington who wrote the letters. It was
bittersweet because in one like song it's like comforting to know that he really did love you till the end, and he was really
would never
coming
do
back.
this to you.
He would come back for you, baby. Like he didn't back.
He will never leave.
But yeah, we'll take sweet. So like,
it's sweet.
Like he's not come back either way.
Yeah. Daphne sends a letter to. She sends a letter to wherever he was. I think they were in Spain.
Yeah.
And then his brother ends up coming, and obviously then finds out that she's pregnant, and he's like, listen, I'm gonna have to take responsibility for my brother. I'm gonna marry you.
It's the honorable thing to do.
It's the honorable thing to do.
Because that's what people would want.
So my question for the whole Miss Thompson situation is, are you doing the sensible thing, and are you going to marry the love of your life's brother because he's gonna take care of you? You're with child still, because she had, remember, taken the concoction to try and end the pregnancy, but that wasn't successful. She was still pregnant, and so she ends up going with him in the end, because she did say no to me, but she ends up going with him. Let's say you know now that she's still pregnant. Are you going with him, or are you just going to keep fighting for your life? Because you know it's going to be... The thing is, now you think there's going to be no love because I loved your brother, so it's just weird. Or are you going to stay in London and try and find something new?
One thing about me, I'm not going to struggle. That society back then, first of all, Lady Whistledown has already outed you for being pregnant. So
everybody knows.
Now you're like blacklisted amongst like
the
suitors,
suitors,
really. Like the proper suitors. So this man is coming, it's a guarantee of like a good life. It may not be the life full of like the crazy passionate love, but you know you're not going to be with like those sickos that like Featherington.
That Featherington was trying to hook her up with.
In that society, like it's the best option to just marry the brother.
I would have gone with him. I'm feeling that sure. Personally, I'm going with that man because also like there's nothing for me in London. Like I've seen there's nothing for me. And then back to the Duchess and
the Duke.
They have that ball, the end of season ball that they have, and she says, you know, I'm tired of pretending that Auntie Tanya. You know I love you.
I love you. I believe in you.
And you know I love you.
Baby, I wanna die for you.
I wanna have your babies, baby. She was there, she was just like, dude, I love you. I don't understand, like, why are we pretending? Like, we love each other.
Let's not do that.
We know what it is, so I don't even know why we lying to each other. And then he's on the tip of, like, listen, dude, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know how to be the guy that you want. I don't know how to be these things that you need me to be. And she's like, you can. Trust me, baby.
I think also once she spoke to Lady Danbury and she found out like the history because she didn't understand.
She didn't really understand how hectic it was.
So I think when she found out
and she read the letters
like that he was sent to his that dad was such
a criminal. I don't want to lie to you.
Oh, her having more knowledge was definitely made her view the whole situation differently, which is why she could be like more like, oh, let's try to come to a compromise and stuff like that.
But there was really no compromise, guys. Are you gonna have a child or not?
Yeah, like we're doing it or we're not.
We're doing it or we're not doing it.
But I was happy for them in the end, like how it ended.
Yeah, so they end up, so obviously they have a conversation. She's like, no, you can do it. They end up frying chips again, and this time both of them were like, hallelujah,
let's take it to the top.
let's take it to the top, and that's when they actually conceive their first child, who ends up being a boy, ironically, and the first heir that he has to like the name or whatever the case is.
I think it was just like a nice full circle moment, because also I think in the scene where we see the Duke was born, his mom dies, so it was just nice to see that.
And they were in the exact same position, same room. It was beautiful.
Very nice, you know.
We also did, I don't want this part to go unsaid, we found out who Whistledown was. Eloise thought she knew, like she thought she had her eye on the prize.
I think it's gonna be interesting if they do find out in season 2.
I think they will, because we know. I need everybody else to know.
We know.
I need them to know.
But I think it'll be so huge.
I think it's gonna be huge. Now we're gonna be talking through season 2 of Netflix's Bridgerton. I'm super excited.
Girl,
for the next season,
I just want to
guys.
say, because we also learned that the Duke was not returning to the season, I was very like, oh my gosh, have you guys seen the trailer for season 2?
It's so exciting. So basically, if you guys have not watched the trailer, I do again recommend you guys watch it before you listen to this. So go and watch the trailer, but basically it's giving us a different perspective now. Yeah. Anthony, aka the Viscount, he is looking for a suitor, and now we saw his sort of relationship throughout the first season with they were frying chips for their lives.
Everything is very promiscuous, like, you know,
very
under wraps. I'm a 7 colors babe. Don't you?
Don't make me pop counts. Everything else, please.
Season 2, from what I see in the trailers, that it's basically focused on the Viscount, and then also a relationship with a family of, like, I think Indian sisters.
Yes.
So what I could see, child, is that there's the sister who is, I think she's the eldest and is supposed to make sure that all the young sisters get married. So she sets her sister up with
the Viscount.
The Viscount, because I think she also is giving Daphne vibes. Like, she's like the pretty, you know.
But that's the sister she sets her up with seems like a little bit timid, a little bit like to herself type of vibe.
And the older sister is completely different, and she's very like strict, and she talks to the, you know, the Viscount out of turn. She doesn't care about his positioning, you know, in society and stuff. And that
only to find out baby girl has desire.
But I like it. You know, that's my type of girl. That's my type of girl.
No, because that's my type
I'm that girl. I'm that girl. It's you won't know that I want you, or
but I'm gonna want you. And I love you.
I love you, baby.
I love you, baby.
And I believe in you.
We together.
In the trailer, that, like, obviously she was found, she's like, oh, the Viscount, why would I be with him? He's known for this or what? And you can see that, you know, they both fall for each other, and I think it was nice.
It's very organic.
Yeah, it was nice to see Anthony also be very vulnerable, because he always had that thing of, you know what,
being serious. We saw like glimpses of it with girl. But other than that, he was so serious, especially when he came to Daphne and his family. So it's interesting to see him fall a little bit. You can see, that it's gonna be very hectic. I'm so excited to see how it unfolds. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of us unpacking all things Bridgerton. We really did enjoy it. I feel like I enjoyed it, girl.
For me, it was so fun. Like,
I know, Leah was running off her time because she's in her element.
And I literally cannot wait for this week.
Without saying too much else, definitely guys, check my Instagram out, because we are going to be playing some fun little games on my story to do with Bridgerton. So definitely do check that out. Let me know what you guys think on there as well. And of course, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you guys did enjoy it. Don't forget to comment, as I've already said a million times. Let us know your thoughts. And finally, don't forget to do the right thing and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Thank you.